Hello, hello. Today's story is about a wee boy called Finn. Now, does anybody know anybody called Finn? Or maybe somebody is called Finn. Hello, hello, hello if you're called Finn. I know one or two people called Finn. Now, this story is about a Finn who lived hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago, way back before there were schools. So nobody went to school. So all the children didn't go to school. They went to work. Yes, the children had to go to work from an early age. And so children would go and they would work, usually with their parents or an uncle or aunt. So maybe if their daddy made boats, they would go and help and learn how to make boats. Or maybe their mummy would look after the sheep and they would go and learn all about looking after sheep. Or they would make clothes or boots or hats. And so they would go and work with somebody, and that's how they learnt their trade. But Finn, he went to work for a wizard. A wizard! Wow! And he learnt lots of magic, of course. Now, this wizard, his name was Fingal, the wizard. Fingal, he knew a lot of magic. He had studied lots. He had great big books and he read all these books and he read all about all the magic. And he knew lots, but he didn't know everything. And he wanted to know everything. And he read in one of his books that if he could catch the salmon of wisdom and be the first person to eat it, he would get all the wisdom of the world and he would know everything. And he wouldn't have to do any more studying. He would just know everything because he'd eaten of the salmon of wisdom. Wow. Fingal thought this was a great idea. So he and wee Finn set off to look for the salmon of wisdom. Now, the salmon of wisdom was in a river, in a pool in the bend of a river, where there were 9 hazelnut trees growing. And this was one of the reasons why the salmon was so wise. You see, when the hazelnuts fell from the trees into the water, the salmon would eat them. And that's how the salmon got so wise, because hazelnuts are full of wisdom. So they searched high and low. They searched all over Ireland. Then they came over to Scotland and they searched all over Scotland and they searched on all the great salmon rivers. They must have gone down to the Tay and the Spey, and then they came up to the islands and they came to the Conan and the Oran and they went to all the beautiful rivers looking for a bend in the river where there was a deep pool and 9 hazelnut trees. And when they found it, Fingal got his fishing rod and he managed to catch the fish. And he said to wee Finn, "Finn, light a fire." Now Finn knew how to light a fire, he was very clever, and he got 2 special stones and he smacked them together until it came a spark, and then he could make a fire. And he got a fire going for Fingal. And then Fingal said, "Right, now cook the fish, but don't eat it. I must be the first person to eat it. You mustn't eat it." Now, after all of this, Fingal was a bit tired, so he went and had a little sleep, leaving Finn to look after the fish. And the fish was there, cooking on the fire. But suddenly a splutter of the salmon skin came and, ow, landed on Finn's thumb. Finn put his thumb in his mouth. And Finn got all the wisdom of the world. Well, Fingal woke up. What? Have you eaten? I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry. Well, thought Fingal, you are my little apprentice and you're going to grow up to be so wise and know so much, and that's a really good thing. So, it's true, that wee boy did grow up and he did know a lot. And his fame spread far and wide, and he became known as Finn McCool. So there we are, that's my story today of Finn McCool and the Salmon of Wisdom.